Canada's famous for hockey and maple syrup, but did you know we're also sitting on hidden fortune of minerals? Hey everybody, welcome back to the Weird Canadian. If you haven't been here before, I'm the Weird Canadian, Cody Johnston, just kind of trying to build understanding in how Canada works. Today, we're going to talk about what the Ring of Fire is, Canada's Ring of Fire. I just recently found out about this through Pierre's campaign, how he's going to use it, what it is. I also didn't realize, we've known about it for 15 years, but I'll get into the video, so just go into what it is. So, the Ring of Fire region represents an enormous opportunity. It holds so much strategic and economic importance. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump himself wants to fucking get these resources. Yeah, that's how fucking awesome these are. It is a massive deposit of chromite, a mineral critical for the production of stainless steel. And it's essential for infrastructure, like stainless steel in industrial processes and countless consumer products. And stainless steel is the heartbone of most of our products nowadays. Beyond chromite, the area is also rich in nickel, copper, and platinum group minerals. They're indispensable in technology. Our phones have this technology in it. Our cars, our renewable energy, like these minerals, power so much of our modern world. Batteries, solar panels, wind turbines. We're just starting to touch on the latest and greatest technology. These resources, these minerals are essential for that. So we have tens of billions of dollars in economic activity that's possibly coming from this. And also thousands of jobs. You're going to need miners, you're going to need transportation infrastructure, you're going to need equipment manufacturing, research and development, industrial services. You're also going to need towns out there. You're going to need ways to feed people. There's going to be so much economic development in just this one area that it brings prosperity. This is fucking awesome. Harnessing this potential is just so significant. This shit makes us rich, man. It means we don't need to actually buy resources. We can get it from our own ground. But yeah, it's basically Canada's real-life treasure chest. And no pirates involved. It's beautiful. So, the challenges and the obstacles. Why it's been hidden for 15 years. Lack of infrastructure. So there's no roads, railways, or power going out to that section. So first thing we need to do to even mine anything is build the infrastructure to get out there. That way there we can get all of the equipment from where the companies are starting to where they're going to go, basic things. On top of that, there's environmental concerns, sensitive ecosystem and biodiversity. So there's a big ecological impact to doing this. So I understand from a point of view of 15 years on this, but from what I understand, we've also had numerous surveys on this and consultation. So we're at 15 years and we haven't done anything. Building infrastructure there, easier said than done. It isn't your average background garden project. It's definitely something that would be transformative. But we've had 15 years to figure this out. Why are we just hearing about this? Shouldn't we have known 15 years ago that this was a potential for us, that we could actually do something to bring back our economies, to help Canadian citizens? Even if we were to just talk about it, bring it to light, bring Canadians in, let's discuss our ideas, just a radical pitch out there, Now, I do want to talk about the Indigenous communities and consultations, the importance of involving the Indigenous community in these projects, especially seeing as a lot of the base infrastructure, the roads, will have to go through Indigenous territory and lands to get up to the minerals. I'm not denying that this is going to impact the Indigenous community, but I also see potential, great potential, because right now that Indigenous community doesn't have roads and services to get to them. There are people who fly, nurses who fly into those communities to help and treat them because they can't get there by car. Just giving them the infrastructure will bring that community, those people into our fold, be able to integrate them and have communications and talk and resources. This builds up their community too. So we need to have meaningful consultations with the Indigenous community, with Canadians, with environmental people. This is what we should be looking at as something we can actually use. There is complexity leading to a slower place. I get it. This is going to take a lot of understanding and change from a lot of different areas and communities and understandings, but it just seems like right now this is our best solution. I just wish we could have had the foresight to know about it so that maybe this wouldn't be such a surprise to people. Current status and global demand. So, ongoing negotiations between governments, companies, and indigenous communities. Increased interest due to global demand for critical minerals. Like, we really need this. Like, we haven't started mining space yet, right? Like, so we kind of need to take whatever resources we have, and I understand the ecological impacts of this. But I don't think we have a choice at the moment with the US, and I can't stress that enough. Like, we are being cut off from our raw resource, like, distribution, raw resources, like, just a great deal on everybody's behalf. And we need to find new ways to get that back, if for lack of a better term, because we're going to have to go trade with UK and Asia and all of these other countries now to find a deal. A deal. Not a better deal, a deal. Right? We had a great deal. US and Canada, fucking amazing. We could trade things. We didn't have much issues in terms of trade. Don't listen to Trump. We did not have these issues until he fucking said it. Okay? Just saying. But yeah, this deal's gonna cost us because we have to find new ways of getting the same resources we've been relying on for years, decades. It makes sense that we do it, but I don't want to take away from what impact it's gonna cause, because yeah, it's gonna cause some shit, and we really need responsible development. This is one of the points I wanted to pick in on the Pierre's plan, the conservative plan for the Ring of Fire. It seems really good to me, anyways, that they are basically saying the government is going to go out and do all the surveying, all of the work, all of the actual needs to sustain or to bring the negotiations to the table, essentially. So we're going to go out, the government's going to go out and build up a proper plan, bring in environmental officials, consult whoever needs to be consulted to, do all of the work up front for these companies, and then the companies can come in and buy the mining rights. One thing I do want to stress right now, the way the mining rights work, the way we mine in Canada right now, is a company finds the deposit, right? So Canada hasn't identified it, the company has. And they buy that land. We'll take the Ring of Fire, for example. Let's say it's $1 billion. They buy that $1 billion land, do their surveys, they spend probably 10 to 60 million just getting all the research, making sure it's what they need, getting everything set up so that they can mine. Then they take that report to the provincial government, and the provincial government says, oh, your report doesn't meet our standards. We've got to do our own report. So with lack of resources, because we're stretching ourselves pretty thin, we send somebody out to go do the exact same work that the company just did with the probably different professionals, which is great. Second checking, always a good idea. Always checking to make sure that things are right. Do you know what's stupid? The federal government, on top of that, after the provincial government has approved it, now has to do their own planning, their own research, their own negotiations, that whole thing. I'm all for redundancy, but why? This is why it's been 15 years in the making. So, the company's sitting there on the land, just losing money because can't do anything with it. Land is only valuable if you can use it. So they're sitting on land, and they have to pay for all of these surveys and shit, and then by the time the government's rolled around and said, hey, yes or no, they've lost so much money they can't afford to do it. And on top of that, the taxes that are imposed on doing any of them doesn't make it beneficial for them anyway. So, see the issues here? So I just want to summarize by, saying the Ring of Fire brings a whole host of complex ecological, social, and business governmental understanding. So much understanding needs to be had. I just want to pose this question. Should we be fast? Should Canada be jumping on this? Or should we wait another 15 years? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So drop a comment down below. And if you enjoyed a deep dive like this, subscribe to the channel, always helpful, and hit the notification bell because I'm going to be doing more. Anyways, have a good day.